Hey guys, on today's episode of the movie vlog, Michelle Rodriguez threatens to leave the Fast and Furious franchise, the Academy invites almost 800 new members in an attempt to diversify their ranks, and Hugh Jackman's trailer for Greatest Showman. Hey guys, welcome to the movie vlog. I'm John Campea, and the first thing I want to talk about today is this. The Fast and the Furious franchise is clearly one of the most profitable franchises in Hollywood today. A couple of their films have joined the $1 billion club. The last one made over $1.2 billion at the worldwide box office. Now, one of the stars who's been in a number of their films is Michelle Rodriguez, playing the love interest to Vin Diesel, Letty. I mean, I swear to God, though, that couple has some of the worst chemistry in Hollywood since Edward and Bella. To commemorate the release of Fate of the Furious out on digital today, Michelle Rodriguez put out a very interesting message on her social media. She said the following: F8 is out digitally today. I hope they decide to show some love to the women of the franchise on the next one, or I just might have to say goodbye to a loved franchise. It's been a good ride, and I'm grateful for the opportunity the fans and studio have provided over the years. One love. One love, I'm threatening you publicly. Joking aside, I'm kind of two minds on this. Like, on the one hand, I kind of admire Michelle Rodriguez for wanting to take a stand to wanting to see better, more meaty roles for women in Hollywood in general, but more specifically in the franchise that she's one of the stars of. On the other hand, I have a couple of problems with what she said. First of all, let's look at the history of Fast and Furious. The Fast and the Furious franchise has had many strong, both physically and emotionally and mentally, female characters. The characters played by actresses like Gal Gadot, Gina Carano, Elsa Pataki, Jordan Brewster, Ronda Rousey, on and on and on. And of course, in the most recent film, the main villain of Fate of the Furious is Charlize Theron. All strong female characters. Now, granted, clearly the focus of the franchise has been on a couple of the male leads, whether it was Paul Walker and Vin Diesel or now The Rock. There's definitely a case to be made there, certainly. So I totally understand that she has a point she wants to make, and I admire that. The problem I have, though, is that the way to go about that, is it really necessarily to get out and publicly start making threats? And really, if you wanted to be pessimistic, you could really just see this as a play for her wanting to renegotiate her contract and get more money. But that's just the pessimist in me. But is Michelle Rodriguez really negotiating from a position of strength? Look, think of it this way. Since 2013's Fast and the Furious number 6, Michelle Rodriguez has had one significant movie role. She was a voice in Smurfs: The Lost Village. So like I said, I'm a little bit torn on this. On the one hand, yes, you should be making a stand for better roles for females in movies like this, but to publicly threaten the company that has been the most successful franchise you've ever been a part of, and certainly the only significant employer you've had over the last number of years, may not be the way to do it, and it comes across as a little disingenuous. But I don't know, what do you think about Michelle Rodriguez's statements? Do you think it was appropriate for her to go on social media and take her fight there? Do you think this is just purely her wanting to improve the roles of women in this franchise, or do you think this was a negotiation tactic? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section below. All right, moving on now to the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences. That's right, the Academy. They've added 774 new members to their ranks. Now, this is a part of an ongoing program instituted and announced a couple years ago by Cheryl Boone Isaacs, herself an African-American woman who is the president of the Academy, saying that they want to diversify their ranks. They've done that. Of the 774 new members added to the Academy, 39% of them are women and 30% are non-white. I think this is a really good move on their part because, you know, the reputation of the Academy has been for a while just a bunch of old white men. Now, they have for a number of years been trying to change that and diversifying their group, and this is certainly a significant move towards doing that. The one red flag that goes off to me, though, is this, is that people might think that the Academy is the issue in Hollywood. That, oh, if we just diversify the Academy, that fixes the problems in Hollywood. To be honest with you, remember that whole Oscars so white thing? I was never on board with that because to me, that one particular year that the Oscars so white campaign came out, I remember looking at the Academy list and the nominee list and thinking, nobody who didn't deserve to get nominated got nominated. As a matter of fact, the only person that I thought maybe you could have made an argument for that really should have got a nomination, I think that year, was Idris Elba for Beasts of No Nation. But other than that, when I looked down the list of Academy nominees, the right people got nominated. You see, I never thought that the problem was that the Oscars don't nominate enough people who aren't white. I've never thought that was the problem. I think the problem is deeper than that. The real problem in Hollywood isn't who's on the Academy or who's getting Academy Award nominations. The problem is not enough women and not enough non-white people are getting enough opportunities as directors, as writers, as lead actors, as lead actresses. Studios aren't producing enough stories that are told from a non-white white point of view. I think the main problem here isn't the Academy. The problem is Hollywood not telling enough stories told from a diverse background. That's the issue, not who gets nominated. And while I certainly applaud the Academy for diversifying their ranks because it's needed, let's not fool ourselves into thinking that this solves the problem. It's a good start, but there's more to be done. All right, the last thing I want to talk about here today is a brand new trailer drop for the new Hugh Jackman film, The Greatest Showman, based on P.T. Barnum, and it's being played by Hugh Jackman. But the cast is wonderful. Not only has it got Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Ferguson, Michelle Williams, Zendaya, and Zac Efron is in there as well. And everybody knows I actually think Zac Efron is an underappreciated actor in this business. I think this is the kind of movie he can really show off his chops. The trailer is wonderful. I watched the trailer, and at the end of the trailer, I felt like I watched a full show. I felt like I watched a big, grand musical show, and it feels like one of the underlying messages of the movie is that, you know what? Greatness is found in our diversity. Greatness is found in our differences. And I think there's one line in the trailer, and I might not be quoting it properly, but where Hugh Jackman says to somebody that nobody ever changed the world being just like everybody else. And I love that. And the music felt wonderful and the choreography felt great. And I didn't even know this was going to be a musical. Maybe it won't be a musical. I'm not really sure. All I know is that the trailer was absolutely, I'm going to use this word, delightful. The trailer was delightful, and I've gone from somebody who was kind of on the fence about this movie. It's like, about a circus dude, okay, good cast and everything, but this sounds a little bit weird. The trailer did the job. The job of a trailer, of course, is to get people excited about the movie, and I am officially excited about this movie. And that'll do it right now for this installment of the Movie Blog. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm actually going to get out of here and go to a screening of Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, I'm finally seeing that today. Tomorrow is when you can find my review for Spider-Man Homecoming online. Make sure you come back and check that out. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on Facebook and on Twitter, just at John Campea. And make sure you jump in the comments section. What do you think about the Michelle Rodriguez comments? What do you think about the Academy adding all these new members? And what do you think about that The Greatest Showman trailer? I want to hear your thoughts. I read every single comment left in there. Please go in there and join the conversation. All right, that'll do it for me, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow. And until then, bye-bye.